No, but seriously, stop it. You're not chill, you're not easygoing, you're just scared of being too much. You're calling yourself low maintenance because you've been taught that the less that you need, the more lovable you are. That's not cute, that's conditioning. Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to this a little tough love type of video. Today's video might make you a little uncomfortable. You might pause halfway and try to convince yourself that this is not about you, but deep down you know that it truly is. That's why you clicked on this video, because we've all done it at one point in our life. We've all said things like, oh, I'm not like other girls, I don't need that much, I'm super low maintenance, I don't expect anything, I'm just happy if they remember my birthday also, like that's more than enough for me. No, you're not chill, you're just trained to believe that needing less makes you more lovable, that shrinking yourself makes you easier to keep. But what that really makes you is invisible. And today, we're done with that. Now let's do a little looking back moment. Why do we glorify being low maintenance in the first place? Why is it so glorified to be the cool girl? Because many of us learned earlier on that expressing a need meant being called dramatic, needy, or too much. Maybe when you cried, your parents rolled their eyes and they were so drained out from work that they told you to stop crying immediately. Maybe your first relationship told you that you're so clingy, you need so much from me, just because you wanted clarity in the moment. Or maybe your friend group laughed at you when you said that something made you uncomfortable. So now what you've done is, through understanding this subconsciously, you've trained yourself to be the cool girl, to never ask, to never expect, to be okay with the bare minimum, because that felt safer than being a burden. And the worst part with that is, through time, you start to wear that like a badge of honor. You think that you're cooler than any of the other girls that he can date, so I'm the best. But I'm telling you right now, being low maintenance doesn't make you easy to love in any way. Throw that idea out of the window. It makes it easier for people to do the bare minimum and then still have access to you. And who suffers? You. Okay, now let me tell you how low maintenance could have looked like in your life, in case you're unclear with that. You didn't even realize it was self-abandonment, because it truly is. And it can look like saying that I'm good with whatever, even when you're not speaking up about something that bothered you because you didn't want to seem annoying, not asking for help when you're struggling because you didn't want to be a hassle on anyone. Or then something like laughing off the disrespect to keep the vibe of the room chill. Accepting inconsistency, ghosting, and hot and cold behavior because you're not the type to pressure people, you're the cool girl. You've made your silence your complete personality at this point. You've made no expectations your entire identity, and now you're confused why you're unfulfilled. Of course you'll be. It's bound to happen. We all see it happening with so many people in our lives, but we don't understand it's happening with us. You trained people to give you nothing and then still keep you around. And then what happens is you are human, and now you're craving love in a language that you never even let yourself speak. You never told the person, this is my love language, this is what I want, this is what I expect, because you wanted to come off as a cool person. And yes, it may sound like I'm literally yelling at you, because I feel like to get this point across, I thought of making like a complete tough love video, because I don't think there's any other way to get this point across to you. And let me tell you one thing, that every time you hold back from expressing a need that comes till here, your subconscious doesn't forget about it. You consciously may forget, but your subconscious has it in its mind. It takes it in like a command. It learns that, okay, maybe my needs don't matter anymore. Maybe asking for more is too much. Maybe staying quiet is how I keep love. And the more that you repeat that, the more repetitive that gets, the more it becomes your identity. You start to believe that you're someone who's easier to love when she asks for less, when she doesn't speak up, when she just quietly accepts whatever she's given with and she's happy, even if it's just breadcrumbs. There's this line in a book that I read. It's The Woman Who Runs with the Wolves by Clarissa, that honestly lives rent-free in my head. And she says something like, when a woman pretends to be less than she is, she's killing off parts of her soul to survive. You're literally killing off that beautiful soul that you have. Like I say, like beautiful souls that are watching my video, you're killing that off. And if you've ever made yourself smaller just to be accepted, you know exactly what that means, because it doesn't feel like survival. It feels like slow and quiet self-abandonment. And I'm not saying that you need to be a difficult person or that you need to be hard to, get hard to be with. No, that's not all. I'm not telling you to play games over here. That's not what I mean at all. I'm just saying that I've seen so many people, especially women, who in the beginning of any relationship go out of their way to be easy, to be low maintenance, to not give them a hard time, to never ask for too much because they think that that's what will make them lovable in the start. And yeah, in the beginning, I know that feels natural for so many of us. You're still getting to know the person, you're not comfortable with them, you don't want to come across as strong, you want it to be chill and like easygoing. I understand that it's how we behave, but the truth is that if you start putting your boundaries across in place from the start, from at least the first few weeks of any relationship, or even the second you realize that the boundaries are missing or being crossed, everything just goes smoother from there. Whether it's a friendship, a romantic relationship, or even with family, the moment that you start showing people how to treat you, they will either step up their game or they will step out. And both are a win. We don't mind. We are okay with losing people who cannot meet our boundaries. So let me just say this one last time, that being easy is not cute anymore. Please understand it's exhausting for you. It leads to only resentment in your life. It puts you in rooms that you were never meant to stay in. And honestly, the people who are meant for you, they won't be intimidated by the needs you have, unless they're obviously reasonable needs. They'll respect them. You weren't made to be soft for everyone else's comfort. You were made to be real, full, honest, grounded, and a whole human being, because you are human with your own needs. Let me rebrand this whole idea of high maintenance that we all have, because the way that people throw it around like an insult is actually ridiculous. Being high maintenance just means that you maintain yourself at a high level, and that includes how you care for your body, your mind, your boundaries, your soul, and you're putting in so much effort into yourself that whoever's with you will benefit from being with you, because you've put in so much work in yourself and you want to be with someone who's also done the same. And that's not being dramatic. Being high maintenance doesn't mean being dramatic or being demanding. That's having self-respect. If you want healthy communication, then ask for it. If you want loyalty, then stop entertaining anything that doesn't look like commitment or look like loyalty, like a situationship. If you want consistent effort, then don't settle for people who only show up when it's convenient for them at 3 a.m. in the night. No, you don't go running for that. You're not needy for having standards. You're just self-aware, and anyone who tries to guilt you for having needs is simply not equipped to meet them, and that's their problem. They can go find someone else or grow up, not yours. But let me tell you, what matters even more than what you're saying is what you're doing. You can say you have boundaries all day long to someone, like, okay, from now on, I'm gonna have strong boundaries, and then your actions don't reflect those boundaries. Then people will learn very quickly that they can cross them without any consequence. People don't respond to what you say. They respond to what you tolerate. And the truth is that everyone can sense how much they can push a person. We all tend to push everyone around us. That's how we survive, whether it's in friendships, in relationships, or even work. People are constantly reading your energy and figuring out how far you can go as a person. If you come off in the beginning as someone who's easy to push, someone who can't speak up, someone who will always say it's fine, even when it's really not, then they will only test your limits further. It's like a thin line that no one can see, but they're constantly testing and pushing it. And then they're going to keep testing it until you're at the edge and you finally snap. That's why it's so important to set the tone right in the beginning for your own mental peace, not just through words, but through actual action. If someone disrespects you, don't just tell them it hurt you. Show them with your behavior that you're hurt, and you're gonna really distance yourself from them. Like if you're really hurt, walk away if needed. Remove yourself from that conversation. Stop giving people chances who keep showing up in your life and they don't value your presence. You don't owe anyone endless access in your life because you're kind. Your kindness should never be your weakness. It's your strength, and it definitely shouldn't be a free pass for people to mistreat you. And honestly, ladies and men, whoever's watching, please trust me when I say this, that as you grow up, you start realizing how much easier it is to just be real from the day one. Like, this is me, these are my values, this is what I respect, this is what I like, and this is what I don't tolerate, because these are my values. And I know that when we are younger, like when I've been younger, it feels scary to say that because you don't want to come across as being too much, or you're just still figuring yourself out. But as you mature, you start realizing how peaceful life becomes when you're just honest about who you are from the very start. You don't have to pretend anymore. Because if someone aligns with that, that's amazing. You found your person. Congrats. You don't have to edit yourself. You don't have to water yourself down. They understand you. And if they don't align, that is also okay. That's amazing. You're redirected to someone else, because now you're not wasting your time pretending to be someone that you're not, and then playing this game of tug and war throughout your relationship, whichever relationship it is. You're not dragging out that connection that was never meant to hold your full truth. You're making space for people who actually respect your boundaries, your rhythm, and then your energy. And that's the thing people don't realize. They don't understand that if you don't carve out space for yourself in someone's life in a way that you like, you'll sit there hurting, trying to be nice and understanding while they continue living unbothered. Your silence will not protect you. Your flexibility won't make them love you more. Your ability to tolerate mistreatment will not earn you a deeper bond. It's never going to. If anything, it teaches them that you'll always be available even when they're careless, so they walk in and walk out. So be honest, speak up, don't be afraid to say, hey, this is how I want to be treated. I didn't like what you said to me that day. Because if you don't make that clear, you're going to end up in relationships, whether that's romantic, platonic, professional, where you feel like you're a visitor in your own life, and you deserve so much more than that. Everyone deserves so much more than that. Don't wait to be pushed to your breaking point to finally show people who you are. Show them from the start. Let your energy speak for itself. They should understand before coming up to you that this is how you are, and this is what you'll tolerate, and this is what you won't. Even by your energy, the way you carry yourself teaches people how to treat you. Remember that. All right, my love, I hope you liked this small tough love video. I feel like if you needed it, God has put me on your For You page. And let me know how you like this style of video. I would love to know down in the comments, just so that I can improve my content as well. And also let me know what you are done tolerating in life. I would love to have a chat about that. I read every single one of them, and I love hearing how you're growing and evolving with me on this side of the internet. Don't forget to like, share this with someone who needs this as a little reminder if you think they do, and subscribe so you don't miss the next little glow up video that we have on here. We're only getting stronger from here. I love you. Protect your peace in this world, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.